What's up, guys? Welcome back for another one. Today we have another product review. You're looking at some Gerbing heated gear. And yeah, I'm in South Florida, so the amount of times I need heated gear, maybe once a year, maybe twice a year if I'm staying in state. But I had to go get it a couple weeks ago, went up to Pensacola, happened to be the coldest week in history with the most snowfall in history and all of that. So of course we had to go up there. But anyway, last minute, I decided, let's play it safe. Let me grab some heating gear, whatever I could find, whatever I could get delivered on time before I had to go. And this is the system that I ended up with. And overall, I'm happy with it. I went there. It did its job for the most part, but I do have some gripes with the system as a whole, and we'll get into that. But let's start at the beginning. So you have to get a harness that attaches to the positive and negative of your battery, and it leaves this coax plug that sticks out. And so the first thing you need is a controller. I mean, I guess you could just plug your heated gear directly into that harness, but then again, you wouldn't be able to control the temperature all the way on, all the way off. So what I have here is a 2-channel controller, and what that does is you got your wire with the red wrap around it that goes to the harness I was telling you about. And now you have 2 zones. What people do, they'll link their sock liners and their pants on one zone and their heated shirt and gloves on another. And you can independently control the temperature of both zones or just turn them on and off. And what you'll see is behind this black cover is like just some red numbers. They are kind of hard to see during the daytime, but it's just number set. The higher the number, the hotter it is, and that's really all there is to it. So you plug this in under your seat, and you basically got this thing sitting in your pocket somewhere, and one wire goes up, one wire goes down, depending on the heated gear that you have. That leads me to my next thing. These are the Gerbing heated gauntlet gloves. Really nice quality as far as the suppleness of the leather. It's got these hard knuckles with the second layer over here. The fit was good. I'm not a big fan of big, heavy gloves like this because the dexterity that you have, especially if you're interacting with a phone on your bars or something like that, has always been terrible, no matter what gloves they are, with the exception of the Odin gloves, because you can peel your fingertip out. So for me, it does have the little pad on the fingertip, but you have to hit it just right. And with these fat gloves, if I hit it like this, I'm not using the pad. I gotta almost turn my hand and find the right thing. Now, good luck trying to do that while you're riding on the highway. You probably shouldn't be messing with your phone on the highway anyway, but don't listen to me because I mess with my phone on the highway. Boom. So overall, the gloves without the heat work good. And I say that because what I did not know is that in order to use the heated element in the gloves, I needed to have the heated shirt, which I didn't get. I didn't think I needed it. I found a cheap leather jacket at the dealership on clearance, and I grabbed that, layered, and I was fine. But the gloves themselves without the heated element were pretty good. My fingers were still getting cold after a while, but I was riding in like 30-degree temperature at certain points of the evening. So, like I was saying, if you don't have the heated shirt, you can't use this, technically, because the 2 controller wires, the 2 zone wires, is the same gender as the gloves themselves, meaning you have to plug one zone wire into the bottom of your shirt, and you'll have the opposite gender coming off the shirt on each side to plug in each glove. What they don't tell you is that without the shirt, you can't use it. And without the shirt, you need this. And this is a 12-volt harness. It's a Y harness, so you've got 2 zones here as well. Breaks off 2 points. And basically this can now plug into one of the zones, and now you can plug in your gloves into either end here. Why it didn't come with the controller or with the gloves or something is beyond me. Why they didn't mention it on any of the sites I was on. Mind you, I did a lot of this on Amazon. on Revzilla because I needed stuff overnight and quick. But if you don't want the shirt, you got to get this Y harness here. So gripe number one. I also have here the heated pant liners. And if we're just talking about, you know, what it's like rain pants. And they're meant to go under your pants. And if there's any heated element, I believe it's on top of the thighs. And to be honest with you, when I was riding, maybe one time I felt the heat. But I also had compression leggings under that with some thermals over that, and then this, and then my pants, and then my actual rain pants because there was snow on the ground and stuff like that, and I wasn't really sure what I was getting into. So I stayed warm, but maybe the pants worked and maybe it was just enough to kind of kill the chill, but I did not feel the heated portion on my legs except for maybe one time I had it jacked up with my socks plugged in, and that was it. So, but I wasn't cold, so maybe they did their job. I'm just saying I couldn't really feel the heating portion of it. But anyway, so the way these pants work, this wire here also goes to the harness on one of the zones. And then if you have sock liners like I do, on the bottom of these pants, there's another cable coming out on each side, and you plug your sock liners in. And now with one zone, I can control these two, and my gloves on the other now that I have the harness. But anyway, so I thought the pants did a good job. Fitment was okay. They are comfortable. If anything, a little baggy, but that really depends on your body size type. You know, we're all big and small in different areas, but all in all, I was happy with the pants. This leads me to the socks. Now, these are technically an extra large, and I'm a size 10, so you know. And on their size chart, it says size 10 through 11. And I said, okay, that's probably all I need. And I slid my legs into this, and I got to the bottom portion, which is sewn, like this piece is sewn onto this piece, so you have this seam all the way around. Unfortunately, that seam prevents any flex beyond this point. So if you don't have a narrow foot that can squeeze into this hole, essentially, your foot is not going to go all the way inside. In fact, my foot stopped maybe like here, and I had this big flappy piece here. I ended up tucking it on top of my foot and riding like that. It was uncomfortable. I hated it. But the heating element, which is on the bottom, did its job. So what I decided to do after we stopped and stuff like that, I decided to just stuff this into my boot and slide my foot on top. And let me show you. These are my Reacts waterproof boots. I'll do a review on these because, again, I picked these up last minute because they're completely waterproof and I just wanted a backup pair of shoes. And I'll tell you what, I am really impressed with these. So we'll get into that review in another video here. But the life hack I figured out with these sock liners is this. Like I said, just sliding it in, making sure it's nice and flat on the inside, and you have this piece sticking out. Once you have it in there the way you want it, you're gonna loosen your shoe. You're gonna hold on to this as you're sliding your foot in so that the sock doesn't move around too much underneath you. And what I found is my foot fit perfectly comfortable on top. Like I said, the heating element is on the bottom, so that's where it's gonna heat regardless. And I use this just to keep everything in place so it didn't bunch up and make my foot uncomfortable. And then I could plug this into the bottom of my pants, pull my pants over it, pull my socks over this to kind of keep it up and behind my leg. And it was great. It was so much better and so much more comfortable. So if you get the sock liners and you got wide feet like me, that's your best bet. It really is. There's no other way around it unless you're going to rip these seams and sew something else on there. I don't know how else around it. But overall, the sock liners worked really good. Kept my feet really warm. Altogether, I'm happy with the overall purchase. I don't really like wearing all this stuff because then I feel like a kid in a snowstorm. I can't move around very much, especially with the gloves. I'm not very dexterous. you know what I mean. Anyway, but in temperature like that, certainly a necessity, certainly for those who live outside of the state of Florida in areas that get cold. I really believe this will extend your riding season, if you will. And really, maybe I'll use them again next year. You know, South Florida, 2 weeks ago, it was 40 something. It's 85 at 7 o'clock in the morning again now. So here we are. But for somebody who never had to use heating gear before, that's my first impression. Gloves fit good, true to size. Pants fit good, true to size. Sock liners, no. But really, that's it. Real quick video. I just wanted to kind of go off on that and go on a little tangent and let you guys know in case you're interested in buying some heating gear and stuff like that. And you know what you're getting into with the Gerbing products. Overall, they did a good job. I would have liked to sample what it was like wearing the gloves with the heating element. My buddy who I went up with, he has the same heated gear. He had the shirt, so I let him use the gloves, and he said the heat was on top and on the bottom, and it felt really good. So I believe it would work good. Again, my only gripe with the gloves, they're beautiful, they're comfortable, they fit really good. And again, it's with all these gloves. Trash. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps the channel out. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.